Hey everybody, welcome back to hocus-pocus.com. My name is David and this is a magic review. Hey, today we're going to look at the Amaze box Kraft edition from Mark Shortland and Vanishing Incorporated. Now you might remember Mark Shortland has actually released this a few times and now it's available in a Kraft or like a cardboard color. So white came out first and then people said, oh, that's too suspicious looking. Then they came out with black and people said, well, we still would rather it to look more like a real box. And so now there's this Kraft edition, and kind of each time it's been released, Mark Shortland and the good people down at Vanishing Ink have kind of tweaked the design a little bit to improve upon it. So you haven't been just getting recolors, you've actually been getting a better quality product. And so this one is no exception. I think they've listened to all the criticism and they finally released the best Amaze box you could possibly own. This box is made of thick brown Kraft card and it looks just like a regular cardboard box. It doesn't look like a prop at all. Your spectators can drop in their thoughts or their ideas or their questions, and then immediately they are switched out in the matter of a second, and whatever billet your spectator draws out of the box, even if they're across the room, you are going to know immediately what is written on that paper. And better yet, the box is designed so the spectator can open it. That's right, it's fully examinable on the spectator's end. All right, so you're intrigued, or you've got the other ones and you say, okay, what's new with this one? If I order this, what's going to happen? What's going to arrive? You're going to get a giant flat cardboard box because this thing packs flat and it ships flat. So you're gonna get a large package, okay? And your people are gonna say, what did you order? You say, I ordered a cardboard box. And they shipped it in a cardboard box. One of the things right away you're gonna notice is this one is so much easier to put together than all the rest. The other ones have had some little, there's been some tweaks or some taping or some, this or that. This one goes together so easily, and that only means it unpacks easily. So if you're the kind of person that packs everything down flat and you really do worry about packs flat plays big, this does pack flat. I don't tear mine down, and I'll talk a little bit more about that a little later. Of course, you can hit the download code. Download code is going to take you out to the internet. It'll give you access to the instructional video, which is only about 17 minutes long. So with this one, it was never a question about what does it do or how does it work, because I already owned the black one. So I already knew how this worked. So I wasn't surprised. I was more like, well, I want to see how this one stacks up against the black one. Because I've used the black one on stage. I've used it to do, I do a candy bar routine. So the spectators drop in that are in the crowd, they drop in their favorite candy bar as they're coming into the performance venue. So they're dropping in their favorite candy bar, they're walking in, and then I do my little spiel, and then I have one person go to the back. My assistant holds the box, okay? My assistant holds the box for them. That's not important, but it just allows me to have some control if there needs to be some control. The spectator then opens the box themselves, they lift the lid, they reach in, they grab a billet, they turn around to look at me. My assistant at that point closes the box up and brings it back up on stage, or brings it back up towards me. So then all my attention can be back there with the spectator who's back in the back of the room. And the switch out device on this is amazing. Like in the commercial, they drop a cell phone into the box, and when they open the box, there's no cell phone. Like that's literally how much of a black hole of darkness this box really is. This thing works with billets, it could work with cards, it could work with anything that fits in that slot. You could do it as a question and answer routine, you could force numbers, whatever you want. And like I said, the greatest thing about it is the spectator opens the box themselves. They reach in themselves, they pull out themselves. There's no force, there's no funny business. It doesn't feel weird at all. So angles wise, it's great. Inspectability wise, it's great. How's the video? All right, so the video, like I said, it's only about 17 minutes long. Now the previous Amaze box, the black one, had a much longer video with tons of ideas. This one has ideas too, and it's not Mark Shortland doing the video this time around. It's somebody from Vanishing Ink, I think. And this time around, they just give you ideas, right? They don't work out full-fleshed routines, but they give you ideas. And I think really, once you understand the workings of the box and you get that it's not really a trick in and of itself, it's a utility device, it's a switching device, then you start thinking, well, how could I use a switching device, A, in what I already do, or B, just take one of these ideas that they're giving me within the 17 minutes, and that's probably what you'll do. It's a dark, hip living room setting. Vanishing Ink always makes great videos. It's well mic'd, you got lots of angles. It's good production value, so it's a really good video. As far as what's taught on the DVD, they're gonna show you how the gimmick works, how to assemble it, how to load the gimmick, how to instruct the spectator to open the box, and that's about halfway through. And they're gonna talk about how you can use it for mind reading or divination or addition tricks, like you guess the total. And then, like I said, he doesn't go through the entire effects, and I'm kind of glad for that too. I don't need him to explain it from beginning to end because I get it. I get how it works, and so sometimes if you've been around the block, you can appreciate when they don't over-explain things because you're like, okay, just get to the next one. I want to hear the next idea. It's totally well made, totally sturdy, looks exactly like a brown box. My wife works in paper. She works in that industry. She works in that stationary kind of world, and this looks like one of the boxes that she uses to deliver product to customers. I mean, exactly. Like, she uses a box just like this every single day when she delivers her stuff to customers. So this looks just like that, and I showed it to her. I'm like, look at this box, looks great. So I mentioned that I don't break my box down. So I always try to make my box just a little more sturdy because I know I don't need to break it down. So what I did was I found that paper packing tape, that same kind of tape that you would use to tape up a cardboard box, and I taped my corners. Now, you don't need to. You absolutely don't need to. But I did it, one, to reinforce the box, and two, to make it look more like a cardboard box. When we see cardboard boxes, we expect to see tape. And so I put some tape on it just to kind of camouflage it and make it look less like a prop. Now, one thing about setup and reset, okay? And I'm just gonna throw this out there as a tip. I did this with my black box as well. The lid on the box is double thick, so it means cardboard and cardboard, right? It's 2 times thick cardboard. And it's being held with little Velcro tabs, small little circle Velcro tabs that come down and Velcro tab to the side of the box. Problem with that is this is not a super strong Velcro. It's not like one of those Velcro. It's not super strong. So the little flaps, because they're double thick cardboard, they have a tendency to pull away from the box and not stay down. So I didn't like that either. I don't store my box ready to perform, but I do store it assembled. So I want to make sure that those lids stay down, and I want to make sure they stay down because I want it to look like there's no funny business when people are walking into the venue and putting their guesses in the box. And so what I did was I took water and I put water on my fingers. Just my fingertips, right? I just wet my fingertips down. And then I lifted the edges up of the box and I wet the crease. I wet the fold on the top and on the bottom, okay? And then I folded it back down, and then I put a tight rubber band around the entire box, and I let the cardboard dry in that resting position. I did that twice, I think, for both boxes, and what I found is it lets those sides relax just a little bit and hang down a little bit more. It does break down the fibers, of course, that's what water does, but in doing so, it kind of trained those flaps to stay down, and that's what I want. I want the box to stay down so it looks like a regular box. I think I just did it like overnight for like a day, and it worked fine. I think this is a great professional magician's prop. It's gonna work great for parlor, great for stage, if that's the world you live in. If you wanna force something, I think it's a great idea. And I think if you're a mentalist and you wanna read somebody's mind, I think it's a great idea. So it does work in both worlds. I mean, a lot of us who aren't mentalists still understand that sometimes we force things. And so this is a great forcing object, and it's a good mentalist mind reading object. If you do stage, if you do parlor, I would definitely check this out. All right, so that's pretty much everything I can say about the Amaze Box Kraft from Mark Shortland and Vanishing Incorporated. Of course, I want to thank hocus-pocus.com for allowing me to have this so that I could do the review for you. And while you're here at hocus-pocus.com, we want you to click purchase. And if you still have questions, please ask us. Ask us your questions. We want to hear from you. We want to be your #1 magic supplier on the internet. Thanks. Bye.